You are dead. Your body is lying on a wooden pyre in the Roman Forum. Your toga, the same toga Tilius Cimber ripped from your shoulder 3 days ago, has been cleaned, folded, and draped across a wax effigy of your body. 23 stab wounds have been carefully reproduced in the wax, so that every citizen of Rome can see exactly what the liberators did to you. You are Julius Caesar. You are no longer alive, but you are about to destroy every man who killed you. Because in the next 20 minutes, a man named Mark Antony is going to stand over your body, hold up your blood-soaked toga, and give a speech so devastating that it will turn the entire city of Rome into a weapon. But you are not Caesar anymore. You are in the crowd now, a Roman citizen, standing in the Forum, pressed shoulder to shoulder in a sea of thousands. You loved Caesar, or you hated him, or you didn't care until 3 days ago. It doesn't matter. What happens in the next 30 minutes will determine whether you live in a republic or an empire. You just don't know it yet. Go back to the morning of March 16th, the day after the murder. You open your shop. Nobody comes. The street is empty except for a stray dog and a woman hurrying past with her head down. A neighbor tells you the Senate has pardoned the assassins. You don't know what that means. You close your shop early and go home. The conspirators are on the Capitoline Hill, barricaded inside the Temple of Jupiter with a company of gladiators they hired as bodyguards. They are waiting for Rome to celebrate. Rome does not celebrate. On March 17th, Brutus gives a speech from the Capitoline. You stand in the crowd. He tells you Caesar was a tyrant. He tells you the Republic has been restored. You look at the man next to you. He looks at you. Neither of you cheers. Neither of you riots. You just stand there, two men who don't know whose side to be on. Meanwhile, Mark Antony is moving. He has stopped running. He has gone to Calpurnia's house and taken possession of Caesar's private papers and his treasury, the will, the plans, the money. Then he proposes a deal to the Senate, officially pardon all the assassins. In exchange, all of Caesar's laws, appointments, and land grants remain in effect. No purge, no civil war, a clean break. The conspirators agree. They think they have won. They have just handed Antony the only weapon he needs. Because Caesar's laws remaining in effect means Caesar's will remains in effect. And Caesar's will is about to be read in public. March 20th, 5 days after the murder. The Roman Forum. You are in the crowd. Thousands of citizens pressed so tight you can feel the breath of the man behind you on your neck. The largest public gathering the city has seen in years. The pyre is at the center of the Forum. The wax effigy lies on top, toga arranged, wounds painted in red. Someone has built a device above the pyre, a wooden frame that slowly rotates the effigy so the crowd can see every wound from every angle. You watch it turn. You count the cuts. The crowd around you is counting too. You can hear them whispering the numbers. 15, 16, 17. By the time the effigy completes one full rotation, the man next to you is weeping. 23 wounds. Mark Antony climbs the speaker's platform. He is 39 years old. He is built like the soldier he is, broad, powerful, a man who drinks too much and fights too well. He is Caesar's consul. He is Caesar's friend. He is the man who was held at the door by Trebonius while Caesar was murdered 10 feet away. He has had 5 days to prepare. Shakespeare will write his version of this speech 1600 years later. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. The real speech was different. We don't have the exact words. But the accounts, from Appian, from Cassius Dio, from Suetonius, describe something that is not a speech. It is an act of war conducted with a human voice. Antony starts by reading aloud from a Senate decree, one passed during Caesar's lifetime, that pledged every senator to protect Caesar's life. He reads the names, slowly, one by one. The senators who swore an oath to protect Caesar, the senators who then drove daggers into his body. You hear the crowd shift around you. A murmur, then a growl, Antony reads the will. Caesar has left 75 silver drachmas to every Roman citizen, every single one. He has also left his private gardens across the Tiber to the people of Rome as a public park. He loved you. He left you money. He left you a garden. And they killed him. The crowd is no longer murmuring. The crowd is shouting. Then Antony picks up the toga, the real one, not the cleaned version on the effigy. The one Caesar was wearing when 60 men stabbed him. It is brown with dried blood. It is stiff. It is shredded. Antony holds it above his head on a spear and turns in a slow circle so every person in the forum can see it. The crowd explodes. Citizens around you begin grabbing anything that will burn. Furniture, shop signs, wooden beams, judicial benches from the forum itself, and hurling them onto the pyre. The fire grows from a funeral flame to a bonfire to a blaze that lights up the forum at midday. Veterans rip off their armor and hurl it onto the pyre. Musicians smash their instruments and feed them to the flames. The fire spreads. It will burn several buildings around the forum before it is contained. But the mob is not finished. The crowd becomes a weapon. You are inside it. Thousands of Romans pour out of the forum carrying torches improvised from the funeral pyre. They surge toward the homes of Brutus and Cassius. Both houses are barricaded. The mob throws torches at the walls. The conspirators are not inside. They fled days ago. But the mob doesn't know that and doesn't care. And then you see something you will never forget. A man is pushing through the crowd near the edge of the forum. He is middle-aged. He is wearing a poet's wreath. His name is Gaius Helvius Cinna. He is a poet, one of the best in Rome. He was Caesar's friend. He has come to pay his respects at the funeral. Someone in the crowd hears his name. Cinna. The same name as Lucius Cornelius Cinna, one of the conspirators. A different man, a different family. The same 4 syllables. The poet sees the faces change around him. He starts to explain. He shouts his full name. He shouts that he is the poet, not the senator. He begs them to listen. They don't listen. You watch it happen. You are close enough to hear him scream. You are not close enough to stop it. When it is over, some members of the mob carry what remains through the forum on pikes. By nightfall, every conspirator has fled Rome. Brutus and Cassius slip out of the city under cover of darkness. Decimus Brutus rides north towards Cisalpine Gaul with a small escort. None of them will ever see Rome again. Antony's speech has worked. In 30 minutes, he turned a funeral into a revolution. The man who held the blood-soaked toga above the crowd has just become the most powerful man in Rome. But not for long. Because Caesar's will contained one more detail that Antony didn't fully appreciate at the time. A detail about a boy. And now, the part nobody saw coming. Not Antony, not Brutus, not Cassius. Not a single person standing in the forum today. There is a boy. He is in Apollonia, across the Adriatic Sea, 1,000 miles from Rome. He is 18 years old. He is thin. He is sickly. He is prone to fevers. He has never commanded an army. He has never held political office. He has never given a speech in the forum. His name is Gaius Octavius. He is Caesar's great-nephew. And in Caesar's will, the will Antony just read aloud to the crowd, Caesar adopted him as his son and named him primary heir. Nobody in Rome takes him seriously. That is the last mistake the Roman Republic will ever make. When news of the assassination reaches him, his mother and stepfather beg him to reject the inheritance. It's a death sentence, they tell him. Antony controls the armies. The conspirators control the Senate. A teenage boy with no allies who claims to be Caesar's son will be killed inside a month. Octavius ignores them. He sails to Italy. He lands at Brundisium, and the first thing he does, The very first thing is change his name. He is no longer Gaius Octavius. He is Gaius Julius Caesar Octavianus. He is Caesar's son now. And he intends to collect everything that comes with the name. He walks into Rome at 19 years old and demands his inheritance: the money, the name, the loyalty of Caesar's veterans. Antony laughs at him. Antony has spent the treasury. Antony has consolidated the army. Antony looks at this pale, thin teenager and sees nothing. Antony is wrong. Within a year, Octavian will have raised a private army from Caesar's veterans, men who march not for money, but because the boy carries Caesar's name. Within 2 years, he will form the second triumvirate with Antony and Lepidus, a 3-man dictatorship that will outlaw every enemy on a prescription list. You will see the heads appear on the speaker's platform in the forum, one by one, over the course of months. Cicero's will be among them, along with his hands, the hands that wrote the Philippics against Antony, nailed to the wood for the city to see. Within 3 years, Brutus and Cassius will make their last stand at Philippi in northern Greece. 2 battles, 2 defeats, 2 suicides. Cassius will die first, on October 3rd, 42 BC. He will order his freedmen to kill him after mistakenly believing Brutus's forces have been overrun. They haven't. Cassius dies because of bad intelligence. He dies for nothing. Brutus will die 20 days later. After his final defeat, he will run on his own sword, held in place by a friend named Strato. His last words, according to Cassius Dio, are addressed not to a friend, not to an army, not to Rome. He speaks to virtue itself. The idea he killed for, the abstraction he traded Caesar's life for. He calls it nothing but a word, despite having worshipped it as though it were real. He is the last of the liberatores who still believes the assassination was justified. He dies believing it. He is wrong. Decimus Brutus, the man who knocked on Caesar's door, the man who smiled at him in his own hallway, the man whose inheritance from Caesar's will was signed in the same ink as Caesar's death warrant, will not even make it to Philippi. He will be betrayed by a Gallic chieftain, captured and beheaded. His head will be sent to Rome. Antony will look at it and move on to the next name on the list. And Octavian, the sickly teenager nobody took seriously, will defeat Antony. He will defeat Cleopatra. He will consolidate every army, every province, every institution of Roman power under a single office. He will call himself Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. The Republic, the system of government that Brutus and Cassius killed Caesar to protect, the system that had endured for 500 years, is gone. You will live to see most of this. You will watch the prescription lists go up in the forum. You will walk past heads nailed to the speaker's platform. You will learn to keep your opinions to yourself. And one day, maybe 5 years from now, maybe 15, you will realize that the republic you grew up in is gone, and no one can tell you the exact moment it ended. Go back to the morning of March 15th, 44 BC. Caesar is standing in his hallway. Calpurnia is on her knees. The priests are shaking their heads. The bull had no heart. He has one decision left: stay home or walk into the theater of Pompeii. If he stays home, the conspiracy collapses. He grows old. Octavius finishes his studies and comes home to a quiet career. The Republic survives another generation, maybe longer. Instead, he puts on his toga. He walks out the door. He hands the scroll to a slave, and he creates an empire. Not because he intended to, because they killed him, because his death unleashed forces that no conspiracy could control. Grief and rage, and a teenage boy with his name and nothing to lose. Calpurnia will live another 14 years. She will never remarry. She will keep his papers. She will keep his ring. She was right about everything, and she will spend the rest of her life in a world that proved it. 60 men killed Julius Caesar to save the Roman Republic, and in doing so, they guaranteed that it would never exist again. the Ides of March and the year that followed. Days like all days, filled with those events that alter and illuminate our times. And now, you were there. Next week, November 27th, 1095. You are standing in a frozen field outside the French city of Clermont. Pope Urban II climbs onto a wooden platform and starts to speak. By the time he finishes, you and 100,000 strangers will have sworn to march 2,000 miles east, take Jerusalem from the Muslims, and die for it if you have to. You are there when the First Crusade is born, in one speech, in one afternoon, in one of the most consequential sentences ever spoken in human history. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you want to see us tear down another piece of history you thought you knew, drop it in the comments. We read every one.